Ja tervetuloa takaisin Blackwell, mikä tää on, Epiphanyn läpipeluuseen. Viime kerralla saatiin toi prologi tehtyä ja nyt seurataan Jocelyn ja Madeleinin tapahtumia.
I really wanna, but Maddie'll give me an earful if I leave now. Does she have to stare like that? Drives me batty. That sailor shop. Looks like it's been shut down for a while. That sailor shop. Looks like it's been... It's covered with gunk. I can't see through it. It's boarded up. No getting through there.
My host, Jocelyn Contis. I have been her guide for 2 months.
2 kuukautta. Jocelyn Contis.
My host, Jocelyn Contis. I have been... We cannot leave yet. We have a duty to fulfill. It appears to be some sort of haberdashery.
Haberdashery. Mä en tunne sun keskiaikaisia sanoja.
The window is boarded up and covered with dust. It is impossible to see through it. The front entrance, blocked by wooden planks.
No, mene sinä sisälle.
If you could just wait here, my host.
Uh-huh. It's not like I got anything else to do.
Hello? Is anyone about? I am a friend.
Nobody's there? Can we go? Zeus is playing tonight. If we hurry, we can catch him.
Patience, my host. I sense a lost spirit here. We cannot leave our duty unfinished. It appears to be a coat of some kind. It has been a long time since I have seen my reflection. So garish. Some clothing items. The notice reads, "Please ring bell for service." It is a simple bell. A door leading to a back area. The room contains a few machines and piles of cloth. There is nothing else worth reporting.
Sulla ei ole sun puhalluskykyä tai mitään. Tai niinku Joella on puhalluskyky. Mikähän on teidän siinä viime pelissä ihmetelin sitä miten mä näen tosta läpi, koska siinä oli boardit edessä.
A quiet night, despite the rain.
Oliko siinä sitten boardit siis lautuja. Se ihmetteli sitä sen kravaattia, että se on sen se linkki. Mikähän teillä on se linkki? Sä et tietenkään pysty koskemaan tuohon.
I am incorporeal and unable to ring the bell. I cannot open the window. My host?
Yeah.
Show sympathy.
I know this transition has not been easy.
Yeah. Well, I always thought my uncle was cuckoo. At least now I know why. We made fun of him, you know?
I am aware. It pained him greatly.
Yeah. I guess now everyone's gonna make fun of me, so I got that to look forward to.
Eli teilläkin menee näin että sukupolvelta toiselle. Appeal for maturity.
Are you ready to take this seriously, my host?
You don't think I'm serious?
I think your head is in the clouds.
Shows what you know. I think you've been dead too long.
Dead too long.
Dead too long. Whatever do you mean?
I just want to live, you know? Is that so wrong?
You appear living to me.
I'm living for the dead. It's different.
How so?
It just is.
I believe we should return to our duty, my host.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Madeline?
Yes, my host.
Stop calling me that.
Could you stop calling me that?
Stop calling you what, my host?
That. I'm no host.
I am sorry, my host. That is what you are.
It's raining buckets.
It's raining buckets.
Indeed. Most fortuitous.
Fortuitous.
It enables us to do our duty unperceived. And we can converse without any awkwardness.
Great. Wouldn't want this to be awkward.
I could be dancing.
Just think, I could have been dancing at the supper club tonight.
If those contortions could be referred to as dancing, then you are correct.
Contortions. I'm not sorry.
I'm not gonna apologize, you know.
For what? Trying to transfer our link to that Joe Gould fellow?
Like I said, I ain't gonna apologize. I didn't ask for this.
Neither did I, my host. Neither did I.
Yritti siirtää sitä... Jocelyn yritti siirtää sen Madeline Joe Gouldin. You're not mad?
You're not mad?
After centuries of this existence, I have learned to put my personal feelings aside.
Yeah, well, I ain't got centuries. Well, see ya.
Certainly, my host.
No, Madeline tosiaan on jostain keskiajalta, se on tehnyt näitä satoja vuosia. Toisin kuin Joe, joka on... kuoli joskus, mitä se olikaan, 70 vuotta sitten, ei kai. Oliko se 70 vuotta sitten? No, pitäisi saada tää Jocelyn jotenkin tonne sisälle. Lusbrik.
Look at that. This place is falling apart.
Kommentoisi tässä vielä.
It appears to have fallen from somewhere above.
A brick ain't gonna help me there. The door's too solid for that to work.
Niin tätä ei ollut pistetty laudoilla kiinni.
My host. My host.
Sorry, you say something?
Certainly nothing that matters any longer.
Ugh, stupid rain. I look horrible. Huh, some kind of band. Danny and Linda Marconi? Never heard of them.
Tuttuja nimiä. Ja tosiaan sijoittuu suurin piirtein ajalle no itse asiassa ennen tietenkin aikaa toisen pelin. Ennen toista peliä. No koska tää Jocelyn ei ole mennyt hulluksi vielä, ei ole tullut Countessiksi. Mutta ei tässä siitä hirveästi voi olla niinku eroa, koska no tässä kuuluu tuttuja nimiä Joe Gould ja Danny Marconi.
They're all from last season. It says to ring the bell if I need help. Looks like it leads to a back room. Nothing interesting back there. Just a bunch of sewing machines and fabric. It's just a bell.
Danny? Danny, someone's out front. Danny, where the hell are you?
Well, this is
Sorry
interesting.
for the wait, ladies. My assistant seems to be out. What can I do for you?
This is interesting. Danny, se oli sen viime pelissä se vanha ukko, joka kuoli.
How long are you gonna stare at that thing? It's getting dark.
Just one more. It has to be here.
What are you doing anyway?
A man was murdered last night in the middle of a major blizzard.
Believe me, I remember.
Right. So how come nobody else has?
Eh?
I've been checking on every local news website all day. There's not a single mention of it. I called the police myself. We know they know about it. They must have suppressed the news, but why?
I'm sure the cops got their reasons, and they can keep them. I don't care who plugged the guy. I only care about what happened after.
I know. So, the victim didn't have any identification on him. I was hoping a news report would give us his name, but it looks like we're on our own.
Well, something familiar at least. Let's go talk to our pet cop. Maybe he knows something.
Uusi kuvakulma tässä tosiaan. Mutta tosiaan saatiin sen verran tietää, että Danny oli Joein työkaveri. Very interesting. Jotenkin häiritsevältä tää uusi kuvakulma. Me ollaan aina nähty sen niinku tuolta päin. Toki no, kiva nähdä pikkusen enemmän tällä, mitä tää nyt on tällä puolella sitten, mutta niinku tää ovi on nyt tässä ihan keskellä ja tämä mikä aikaisemmin oli keskellä, niin on tällä sivussa. Jotenkin niinku häiritsevää. Mut kiva nähdä niinku paikkoja silleen niinku vähän niinku enemmän kolmiulotteisesti. No sä oot heittänyt sun kasvin pois. Griffi on vaihtunut pikkusen paikkaa.
Auntie Lauren gave that bear to me when I was a kid. His name is Griff, the PI bear, although he's more the geriatric bear these days.
Mä en yhtään tiedä mikä on PI bear. Tai geriatric, mitä hittoa sekin meinaa.
There's nothing in there. I go through much less paper since I gave up writing. I miss it sometimes, but I just can't seem to find the time anymore. Some articles I wrote for the Village Eye newspaper. I hated working there and the paper's been dead for years, but for some reason I can't take them down. I bought that clock at a tag sale years ago. It doesn't work, but for some reason I can't get rid of it. My bedroom's an oversized closet, but it's mine. I can't go to bed yet. I have a full day ahead of me. Or rather, a full night, but still. My old computer. I don't use it much since I got my phone. It takes about an hour to boot up these days.
Jotenkin surullista nähdä, kuinka niinku aika etenee, että niinku aikaisemmin se vielä käytti sitä ja sitten se vähän siirtyy pois siitä. Ja nyt se on niin vanha vanha ja raihnainen, että ne tunti käynnistää se. Että jotenkin surullista.
The last article I ever wrote, and the first ghost I ever saved. My parents' wedding. It's the only picture I have of them. They look so young.
Tää Art-style on selkeästi niinku ensimmäisestä pelistä, mutta tää varsinkin ton naama. Mutta sitä ei ole vaihdettu. Ja se on ihan kiva, että niinku sama kuva on pysynyt. Kaikki nämä pelit, että ne ei ole päivittänyt sitä mitenkään. Niinku, että se tulisi realistisempi kuva. Tai niinku realistisempi niinku, todenmukaisemmat naamat. Että tää on vieläkin tämmönen niinku vähän cartoon style, niinku se oli ekassa pelissä.
Auntie Lauren and me. This was just before all the troubles began. It's a poster for the film Water Under the Bridge. It starred Frank Lyons.
Tässä kuvakulmassa se näkee vähän paremmin. Siis tässä kun katsoo, niin tuossa näkyy toi silta, mikä Gothic Bridge, mukaan tuli viesti. Tai mikä se nyt olikaan, missä se Frank Lyons oli. Ja siinä näkyy Frank Lyons itse. Ja onko se nyt sitten se vastenäyttelijä, mikähän se nimi olikaan. Sen elokuvan hahmon nimi oli Yvonne. Tosin se on aika tumman näköinen, mä veikkaan, että tossa on henkilö, mutta vähän vaikea se on tossa pikseleistä. Ton Lyons, mikä vittu sen nimi nyt olikaan.
It's a poster for
Frankin iho näyttää vähän tummalta. Se on vähän niinku kun se on siinä edelleen, siis tässäkin se olisi kummitus, mutta sitä mä oon muuten miettinyt myöskin, mutta en maininnut ääneen, että nämä kummitukset on aina vähän niinku eri värisiä. Jovi on sininen ja jotkut on vihreitä ja jne.
This article is about the Meltzer Foundation. I suppose they did some good in the end, but the death toll was too high.
Oliko se mitään mainita sitä Charles Meltzeristä? Reuters reports that Meltzer Foundation has closed its doors. The foundation was only recently the talk of the VC circuit. With their uncanny ability to pick winner after winner, it appeared they had the Midas touch. Through their efforts, they launched several careers in the arts, film and science fields. The reasons behind the closure remain a mystery, as neither Paul Meltzer nor his co-founder and brother Charles could be reached for comment. Okei. No, mun tässä maailmassa Charles on kuollut, että sitä on vähän vaikea tavoittaa, mutta sen olisi voinut tosiaan varmaan jotenkin pelastaa, mutta I didn't give a shit.
It's a picture of me and a former coworker of mine. Jeremy was a friend, kind of. I never did get to know him well. Not when he was alive, anyway.
Rosa on niin söötti tässä kuvassa.
This man's name is Danny Marconi. I only met him briefly, as a very old man. Grandmother Patricia, my dad, and Auntie Lauren. I never met my grandmother. I don't think she was ever prepared for, well, this. These art tools belong to Claude Erdin. Everyone thinks he killed himself, but at least I know otherwise.
Countess tappoi sen.
These were Auntie Lauren's favorite brand. I don't remember much from back then, but the smell reminds me of her.
Dog leash.
That dog leash used to belong to my neighbor Nishanti. She gave it to me as a souvenir of how we met.
Cute.
I've had it for years and it's only slightly coffee stained. Books on boat maintenance and navigation. I'm not making that mistake again.
Good call.
Books on notable New Yorkers, all deceased. Never hurts to be prepared. Books on notable New Yorkers, all deceased. Never hurts to be prepared.
Okei. Keissejä varten.
It's a portrait of Joe Gould. It used to hang in the Minetta Tavern. That painting is almost 60 years old and was never taken care of much to begin with. I shouldn't move it. There's no point in taking the poster around with me.
Mitään muuta?
There's nothing in there. I miss it some. Trust me, there's nothing in my trash worth taking. Still Joey, still following me around.
Sitten Joella.
Probably the oldest thing in this room, except for me.
Opas siinä bassoa.
It's the door to the closet, or as Red calls it, her bedroom. That clock is right twice a day, but not much else. Nothing on there but a couple articles she wrote for some newspaper rag. It's full of trash. Red's computer thing, I still have no idea how it works. Just a bunch of books. Just books. Poor kids. At least they're all at peace now.
All. Susan ei kuollut. Voiko se mukaisesti olla, että Susan voi mahdollisesti jopa kuolla? En minä tiedä. Pelasinko se Susan sitten? Ei, mutta kyllä se on Susan laittanut aikaisemmin perässä viestiä. Nyt mä oon koko ajan, pelintekijät unohtanut, että Susan selvisi. Vaikka Susan voisi pistää siitä sähköpostia, en minä tiedä. Ehkä Joey unohtaa, että Susan selvisi. Tai no, all at peace, 2 on kuollut, no sillä tavalla at peace, ja Susan selvis, ja on nyt sitten selviytynyt siitä, ja se on sillä tavalla at peace, en minä tiedä.
Jack and Maria Blackwell. How long ago was this anyway? 30 years at least.
Anni, mitäs tässä? Se kakku ei näy tässäkään kuvassa.
Lauren Blackwell, in happier times. Well, happier for them at any rate. I was mostly ignored.
Olisi tässäkin tää Laureni. Ei kommentoinut siitä mitään.
Always felt kind of bad for Paul Meltzer. Must have killed him to know what his foundation was really costing people.
Some kind of door intercom. It's the way out of here.
Sä et kommentoinut tota.
It's the intercom to the lobby. If anyone buzzes up, I can talk to them from here.
Patricia Blackwell. She didn't like me much. The feeling was mutual.
No, sä et pitänyt siitä, koska se ignorasi sua.
Jeremy Sams. He helped us take down a bad guy last year. Shame he had to die to do it. Danny and Linda. I still can't believe this picture survived all this time.
Linda. Mainittiinko toi Linda jossain vaiheessa? En minä muista. Onko tähän sitten uutta tietoa, että se on Linda?
An article about the death of Gavin and Lisa. Good riddance to both of them.
Sä et kommentoinut muuten tuota.
For months I expected the police to come breaking down my door, but it's been a year and nothing.
Niin ne viime videon... No, ei viime video, kun viime pelin loppuun oli sillä, että me löydetään teidät, kuka sinä ikinä oletkaan, me ei hyväksytä tämmöstä. Mut Gavin tappoi Liisan ja... No, kävin vähän niinku... Mitähän se sitten kävikään. Sitä ei ammuttu kuitenkaan, että en mä tiedä miten se sai blunt force trauman ehkäpä. Mikä sitten ikinä kuolikaan, en tiedä. Väittäisin että tohtorit olisi sitä mieltä, että se sai jonkun aivokalvon tulehduksen tai jotain, että johonka se sitten kuoli, että ei olisi niinku murha ollenkaan, että ja ne varmasti löytyi ton pistoolin ja sitten ballistic-testeillä ei mitään kaikkea nyt onkaan, että niinku varmaan saisi selville sen, että kun toi Gavin tappoi tuon, kuka tappoi Gavinin tai mihinkä se kuoli, niin että turhaan huolehdit siitä, että se oli vaan vähän outo toi viime pelin loppu, että siihen tulee kauhean tommoset niinku toi kauhean uhkailu siitä, että me löydetään teidät. Tulee vähän mieleen toi Metal Gear Solid-sarjan nää loppumainingit, että siellä aina hypistään kaikkea, mutta sillä on kuitenkin niinku jotain merkitystä niinku seuraavaan peliin, mutta nyt tässä ei oo oikein semmoista niinku yhtenäisyyttä tullut, että yhdessä pelissä se Madeline kyllä höpisi, mutta se nyt ei silleen niinku mitenkään silleen niinku viihannut niinku mitään jälkimaininkeja siitä, no ei minä tiedä. Kyllä se vähän jotenkin puhuu tulevaisuudessa, mutta se nyt ei ollut mitenkään niin semmoinen niinku selkeästi, että odota seuraavaa peliä, mitä tulee. En mä kyllä muista, mitä se sanoo. No, ihan sama, jatketaan eteenpäin. Siellä on lisää asioita.
Those used to belong to an artist named Claude. Bit of a kook, but he didn't deserve what happened to him. I doubt it's the same one, but it's nice to think so. Some kind of pills. Not sure what they do, but the dog next door has never been the same since munching on one. Lauren Blackwell used to smoke this brand. The way she went through them, I'm surprised there are any left to buy. Just a coffee mug, stained brown from endless cups to swill. This guy was Joe Gould. I never met the guy, but from what Red tells me, he sounds like a real jerk. A dog leash. She hangs the craziest stuff on this wall.
Oliko siinä kaikki?
I snuck this bottle out of a hospital room for a college kid named Susan Lee. We saw this in a flea market and Joey bugged me until I bought it. He still won't tell me why.
No, me tiedetään.
I have a question, Joey.
What's going on?
I've never seen a ghost so scared.
Don't remind me. Jeez.
Grace. The murdered man last night said the name Grace and that she wasn't safe.
Grace. Who is Grace?
Whoever she is, she's our only lead.
Ja toisinpäin.
Let's have a little talk.
Yes.
Jesus, the look on that guy's face. I can understand wanting to kill a guy, but that? Anyway, let's get a move on.
Who's Grace, anyway? Another spook?
Whoever she is, we have to find her.
No, mä sanoin viime kerralla, että mä en muistusta, että niin kun ne puhuisi siitä niin Gavinin organisaatiosta, mutta mä muistin, että tässä pelissä ei olisi mitään siihen liittyvän. Mutta tosiaan en muista mitään tästä pelistä, niin voihan se ollakin. Mutta mulla on teoria, että toi joka ton ampu, niin halusi tuhota sen sielun. Ei vaan tappaa sen, vaan myös tuhota sen sielun, että se auto, mikä ikinä voima se nyt olikaan, joka repii sen sielun riekalaiksi, että voisan se ollakin, että tää on nyt sitten, se on jotenkin sen Gavinin organisaation liittyvä henkilö. Nyt lähdetään eteenpäin.
Thank God the coffee stands are still open. I think I'm really going to need them.
It's your dime, sweetheart.
Mistä paikassa mukaan saa daimilla mikä on dime. $4, $3, en minä tiedä. 75% dollarista, mikä se oli kai, minä tiedä. Ne on jotenkin ihan ihmeessä menee nuo rahat. Mut niin, nykyään ei nähdä sitä aulaa enää, että ei päästä höpisemään Nishantille, että meillä on jäänyt vain muistot Nishantista. Koiran ollut siinä. Police station. Täällä se oli.
Oh, it's you. Had a feeling you'd swing by.
Menisin just sanoa, että se on odottanut mua kaiken tämän aikaa, kun mä kattelin vaan talon interaktattavat objektit. Mutta ehkä ei.
Sam Durkin. I helped him with a case of his about a year ago, and then he helped me with one of mine. We've been paying each other back ever since. It's just a police car. There's nobody inside.
Missä sinne?
I probably shouldn't mess with the police car, especially in front of a police officer. He keeps looking at Durkin and frowning. I don't think he likes the detective much. Not in front of the detective. He already thinks I'm nuts.
Why is she just standing there? No wonder that cop thinks she's crazy.
Hei, mä kattelin ympärilleni.
It's a ghost town in there. Whoever drives this thing is gonna need a shovel to get anywhere. I've never been a big fan of teaming up with the cops, but Durkin seems alright.
Sä tykkäätkin sitä. Tai no, tykkäys on aika voimakas sana.
The station looks empty. There's just one officer manning the desk. Detective?
Uh-huh.
Mary Meehan.
You found a Jane Doe at the Carth house, right?
Yeah, what about it?
Her name was Mary Meehan. She was an actress with the Gotham Collective Theater Company.
You're sure about that?
Yes.
I won't ask how you know that, but we'll check out that name and see if you're right. At the very least, we can locate the family and tell them what happened. Thanks. I guess we owe you another one.
Can we talk inside?
Can we talk inside? It's freezing out here.
Can't smoke inside, thanks to our friend the mayor.
So you couldn't maybe, I don't know, not smoke for a while? Right.
Don't be ridiculous. Voi. Mun tavot sitten kyllä vielä sisällä sai polttaa. Lauren poltti sisälle ja nykyään maailma on myös huonompaan suuntaan. Ei saa edes sisällä polttaa enää. I got the evening news today.
I caught the evening news today. There wasn't one mention of the murdered man in Chelsea.
That program hasn't been the same since they replaced that blonde anchor woman.
Nobody else talked about it either. Not online, not any other news program, nobody. You must have suppressed the news. Why?
Because we're the cops, that's why. Look, before we take this any further, why are you so interested in this? What makes this murder more important than any other?
I'm a suspect.
I was there. You know I was there. Surely I'm a suspect.
You think I'm crazy? I made sure your name is nowhere near this thing, and unless you give me a good reason, it stays that way. So tell me, why is this murder so important?
He was killed right in front of me.
He was killed right in front of me.
And what, suddenly this makes it personal?
Well, kinda. It might have something to do with me.
Uh-huh. And why is that? Why is this murder so important?
He was looking for me.
He was looking for me.
He was? Why?
I don't really know.
Uh-huh. Did you know the guy?
No, I didn't.
So how did you know he was looking for you? Wait, let me guess. You just do.
Something like that.
Something like that ain't good enough. What else you got?
You are the one who sent me there.
You're the one who sent me there in the first place. That can't be a coincidence.
So, you think we sent this guy to your location to, what, get killed in front of you?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
You don't get to ask me anything. You need to tell me why this murder is so important.
Tuossa nyt ei ollut mitään järkeä. Just trust me.
You've trusted me before. Why can't you trust me again?
Trust has nothing to do with it. Look, I don't know what your deal is. I've never asked, and frankly, I don't want to know. But I do know that you've helped me clear a few cases. And And once in a while, in return, I answer some of your questions. That's fine. Quid pro quo. It's not in the rule book, but it's how we get things done. But this case, it goes way up. We can't bring in anyone from outside. Not without a good reason. So give me one. Why is this murder so important?
I can tell you.
I couldn't begin to explain it. It's more than just a murder, more horrible than just a killing.
Uh-huh. Any details on what that could be?
It needs to be stopped. That's all.
Sorry. I know we got an arrangement, but my hands are tied.
Fine, if that's the way it is.
For what it's worth, it's nothing personal. You got other questions? I'm here. Just don't ask about this case. You get me?
Yeah, I get you. Detective?
Uh-huh.
Murdered man.
Could you tell me the victim's name at least?
I told you. No.
Does the name Grace mean anything to you?
Nah, sorry.
Well, see you around.
Uh-huh. You really don't want to go in there.
Oh, really?
Look, you and I have an arrangement. I have to keep it quiet, but it works. You go in there and start bugging my colleagues, it will come back to bite both our asses. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, fine.
Joey menee sen sitten.
Keep our friend busy. I'm gonna sniff around.
Not that I don't appreciate the company, but why the heck are you just standing there?
Oh, I was just admiring the brickwork.
The brickwork.
Sure. When was this building built? 1950s?
I got no idea.
Low-rise bonding, very typical of the era.
Whatever.
Just a cop manning the front desk? No reaction. That's cops for you.
Pretty cold to be just standing around.
Isn't that what you're doing?
I'm a cop in front of a cop station. What's your excuse?
I'm, waiting for a cab?
On a night like this? Might take a while.
Maybe.
At the bottom are the words Alex Silva, Commissioner.
Alex Silva. Mä Joeylla käynyt puhaltamassa ton niskaa. Se pitää käydä vielä tekemässä.
No reaction. No surprise there with the weather we're having.
At the bottom are the words
This thing with you standing around? It's getting kind of weird.
I told you, I'm waiting for a cab.
The subway's just 2 blocks that way.
The stairs are icy?
Fair enough.
a water cooler in case the scorching hot weather gets too much for you. A modern gizmo, probably some kind of phone. It usually is.
Ois kyllä iso puhelin. Taitaa olla kopiokone.
Looks like some kind of duty roster. Nothing relevant.
Ja koossa pääsin soville aika vanhakin, että... No, taitaa ne... No, mutsin työpaikalla oli näin iso kopiokone, että... Eikä mitä isompi, niin sen parempi, mut... Nykyään ne voi olla tyyli läppäri... No, okei, ehkä ei läppäri kokoisia. Paljon pienempiä, mutta... Ehkä niissä on jotain pointteja sitten, jos ne on isompia. Mutta jännää kyllä että Joey ei tunnista kopiokonetta, mutta sitten se tunnistaa jonkun... ovipasserin. Ja mitä kaikkea. No...
It says authorized personnel only beyond this point. Fortunately, I think that only applies to living people.
Beyond this point. Mennäänkö se, että niinku minnekään tänne ei saa mennä? No, ehkäpä. Saa noista olla aulassa. Mitä sä sanot tuosta paperista?
Looks like some kind of duty roster.
Okei. Ehkä sitä tarvitse puhallella. Puhu sille.
You can't see or hear me. There's no point.
No ei sitten.
It leads to the rest of the station. Aha! There's our guy. His name is George Austin, according to this note. Looks like he lived on the Upper West Side.
Do not talk to the press.
That's definitely the spook we saw. According to this note, his name is George Austin.
Tää oli se kuollut tyyppi. No niin tietenkin. Miten mä kuvittelin, että tää oli se ampuja?
The name on this nameplate says Disher. I have no idea who that could be. According to the nameplate, this desk... I have no idea who that...
Piero.
According to the nameplate, this desk belongs to someone named Piero. I have no idea who that could be. The plaque on the door says Interrogation Room B. The plaque on the door reads Interrogation Room A. Just a small interrogation room. It's empty. Just a small interrogation.
Security.
That elevator should go to the rest of the police station. Just as I thought, it's an elevator shaft.
Okei. No, haluuko Dörkin sanoa mitään tosta? Saatiin selville asioita.
Detective?
Uh-huh.
Mä oon aika medium. George Austin.
I know the victim's name is George Austin.
Yeah, this crap doesn't impress me anymore. And even if it did, you're not a cop. You're not even officially on the books.
So? Make it unofficial. You've done it before.
Not this time, sorry. With all due respect, you need to back off.
About George Austin.
How many times do I need to tell you to back off?
Sorry. Well, see you around.
Uh-huh.
Ei mitään. Tässä Blackwellin maailmassa ei ole Facebookia enää. Eikö Facebook tuli jo joskus 2010? Tai siis 2010 mennessä on ollut jo Facebook, että luulisin, että kaikki olisi siellä, mutta okei, kaikki ei ole kyllä Facebookissa, mutta silti. Mitä tapahtuisi, jos mä soitan sille?
Are you going to answer that?
No.
Right.
Joo, tää jää tähän. Tähän muuta. Tää se noutti.
The ghost we saw last night said that Grace wasn't safe, and then he went. He can get his own.
Ei.
Not now.
Onko mulla mitään uutta paikkaa nyt tullut tässä välissä? On. George Austin. Sen osoite oli ilmeisesti siinä. Nyt mä menen käymään tupakilla. Joo, jatketaan. George Austin. Tässä
This
se
is
on.
some lobby. Careful you don't break anything, we'll be in hock for life. Well, your life anyway, not mine.
Tämän aula mä muistin. Mistä mä tuon maininnut jo pari kertaa.
That vase looks more expensive than everything in my apartment put together.
Sentimental valuella ei ole arvoa. No okei, on sillä, mutta no.
I don't recognize the artist, but it looks peaceful enough. He's watching my every move.
Miss, I'm sorry, but you can't go back there. Residents only.
Oh, sorry.
Ja tossa on se boksi, minkä mä muistin että mietin, olisiko tossa ollut jotain lankaa sitten tai jotain vaijeri tai sähköjohtoa, mutta ei se ollut tosiaan tämä. No, lakataan miettimässä menneitä ja keskitytään tämänhetkisen
It's too far away to read it. It's too far away for me to look inside.
It's not bad, I guess. Tasteful and harmless. I suppose it suits a place like this. Is that thing really necessary? One strong wind from outside and out go the lights.
I'm not just gonna...
No ei sit ois voinut yrittää.
Smart uniform, clean cut, seems dedicated to his job. We ain't sneaking past this guy. Hopefully we won't have to.
Damn drafts. Need to report that before someone complains.
How did they change the bulbs on that thing?
Tikkalla.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
George Austin's apartment.
I'm looking for George Austin. Is he in?
No, he's not. Sorry.
George Austin's apartment.
Is there any way I can look inside George's apartment? It's really important.
Sorry. Unless you've been authorized, I can't let you in.
George Austin's location. No, me tiedetään kyllä missä se on. Tai oli ainakin, se on kuollut.
Do you know where George Austin is?
I really couldn't say. Sorry.
Aha. No voi hemmetin. Error has occurred. Please contact the game author for support, as this is likely to be an error in the game logic script and not a bug in AGS engine. Mun pitää tehdä kokonaan uudestaan. Jatketaan tohon, mistä me jäätiin. Mihin me jäätiin? No onneksi tässä nyt ei mene niin pitkä aikaa kuin mitä tässä nyt on mennyt, koska no mä en tietenkään tarvitse tutkia asioita ja älkää katsoako tuota aluetta. Tää on se tärkeämpi, siellä pitäisi olla kellaiset hiukset toisella puolella ja mustat hiukset toisella puolella. Tuolla ei pitäisi olla kellasta. Ei mene niin pitkä aikaa onneksi nyt tässä päästä takaisin, mutta on tässä vähän vaivaa. Pitäisi muista pistää, tai no, tässä on syy, minkä takia pitäisi pistää saveä. Hei, tässä pelissä oli autosave. Mietin, että mä katsoisin noita Load Game, että olisiko mulle joku Let's Play jäänyt tähän jonnekin näilemään, tai no tuskinpa, mutta vilasia, siinä oli tosiaan autosave.
This is some... Careful you don't...
No, Joe-vikaus saa vielä tuolla.
Looks like it's full of old clothes.
It says Holiday Clothing Drive. It's cold this winter. Please leave your old clothes in the box below for people less fortunate than you. It's signed by George Austin.
Huh. Holiday Clothing.
It says Holiday Clothing Drive. It's signed.
Ei mitään, kerrotko mä se oikein?
I guess there's nothing stopping me from doing that, except for my nearly complete lack of physical existence. Does it want a hug? It says Holiday Clothing Drive. It's cold this winter. Please... It's...
Kyllä mä sen kirjoitin oikein. Se tosiaan oli Drive.
Just an elevator? Yep, it's an elevator, all right.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
George Austin's
I'm
apartment.
looking for...
No, he...
No, käydään nää kaikki läpi. Että
Sorry.
Do you know...
I really...
Jos nää unlockkaa jotain, vaikka tulevaisuudessa. Clothing Drive.
I, heard that George Austin was having a clothing drive here.
Oh, yes. George does it every year. He brings the box to Grace himself.
Grace.
You said that George takes the clothes to Grace.
Yes, he does. He has an attachment to the place, even though we've got a fine church in this area.
Church? So by Grace you meant Grace Church.
Yeah, The one downtown. What did you think I meant?
Nothing. Never mind. Thanks.
Sure.
Can you tell me anything about George?
I really couldn't, sorry. If you want to know him, you should ask him yourself.
Ihmiset ei kyllä yleensä olekaan hyviä kertomaan itsestään. No, nyt on uusi paikka. Grace Church.
A church. Of all the places.
Really? Ghosts don't like churches?
Being a ghost has nothing to do with it.
He keeps glancing up at the church. It says Grace Church in New York, Episcopal, Reverend Gabriel Ullman, Rector. It says Grace Church in New York, Episcopal, Reverend Gabriel Ullman.
New York Theological Seminary alumni Gabriel Ullman attended as currently based at Grace Church, New York. Ei mitään tärkeää.
It says Grace Church. Of course, we knew that already.
Weekend organ meditations. Positively thrilling. I wish she'd get a move on. It says Grace Church in New York. It says Grace. They really need a sign. It's not like this place is easy to miss.
Sä et nyt katso tuota.
Weekend organ meditations. It leads into the church. It's a schedule of services. Nothing is going on at the moment.
Aikaisemminkin pitänyt kommentoida näitä musiikkeja tässä välillä. Se on vähän omituinen. Miksi semmoisessa kirkon edustalla on tämmönen musiikki, niin en tiedä. Kauhean semmosia niinku dramaattisia.
It's a book full of handwritten prayers. I don't know much about church organs, but it seems nice enough. I better not, especially with that priest in plain view. He looks pretty deep in thought.
Fancy joint like this, I'd expect something with a bit more gravitas. A book on a pedestal. No idea what it's for. He's leaning forward and his eyes are closed. He's either praying or sleeping.
No niin, katsotaan tuon kirjainen puhutaan tuli papille.
Hi, could I talk to you for a minute?
Please keep your voice down.
Oh, sorry. Is this better?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Tässä on kynttilä hemmetin lähellä. Sillä kameralla ei taas tämmöstä, että se ei... Fokus ei toimi. Joka on jännä kyllä. No, jännä ja jännä. Ihmisen silmäkin on vähän semmoinen, että se ei pysty katsomaan tonne ja samalla näkemään tuota silleen, että se olisi fokussissa. Vaikka katsoisikin yhdellä silmällä. Tulee mieleen vähän Bob Rossin taulut, kun se heittäytyy urheaksi, rohkeaksi, vai mikä onkaan se sana, mitä se sanoo, että kun keskelle tulee sitten iso lähietäisyydellä oleva juttu, että... Mut no, mennään eteenpäin. Introduce yourself.
I'm Rosangela Blackwell.
Father Gabriel Ullman.
Okei. Löydettiin se saman tien. Quiet night, isn't it?
It's pretty quiet here tonight.
God's house remains open despite the weather. If anybody needs us, we are here.
Why the whispers?
Why the whispers? There isn't anybody around.
That makes no difference. The tranquility of this place must be maintained, whether anybody is here or not, especially on a night like tonight.
Do you know a man named George Austin?
I'm afraid not.
He was a member of this church. Are you sure?
It is quite a large church, as you can see. I'm afraid I am not familiar with George Austin.
Could you tell me about this church?
Are you looking to join?
Not really.
I'm afraid now is not the time for a history lesson.
Are you sure you don't know George Austin?
I am positive. I am sorry.
Et haluaisi mainita mitään sitten sen hyvän tekeväiskeräyksestä. clothing drive?
George Austin was holding a clothing drive that brought clothes to this church. Are you sure you haven't heard of him?
Miss, we deal with hundreds of clothing drives at this time of year. Some we arrange ourselves, while most are volunteers. It is not possible to keep track of every single one.
Oh.
Well, thanks. I'll be going.
Stay safe. This is not a night to be outside.
This book is full of prayers written by the church's congregation. They're all anonymous and they're all written by hand.
En rupea lukemaan näitä. Jos sitä
These
kiinnostaa.
prayers just go on and on. There must be dozens of them. I don't have time to read them all. If any of these handwritten prayers are useful, flipping through blindly isn't the answer. I need to narrow it down somehow. He looks edgy. I don't think he likes being here.
Edgy. Ei varmaan niinku nyky-slangisanaston tarkoita sitä, mitä edgy tarkoittaa. Tarkoittaa varmaan, että on the edge. Mikähän se on sitten suomeksi?
Yep, it's her. No reaction. Probably feels drafts all the time in a joint like this.
No nyt ollaan sitten jumissa. Mitään mielenkiintoista. Christchurch is a historical parish church in Manhattan, New York City, which is part of the Episcopal Diocese of New York. Ihme sanoi. Christchurch is a National Historic Landmark designated for its architectural significance and place within the history of New York City.
I can't talk to Joey in public.
Can we get going? This place makes me feel all exposed.
He can get his own.
Pihi.
It looks like a schedule of services. Fortunately, nothing's going on right now. Pretty solid, but it looks unlocked.
Kerros mennä sen samalla. Okei. No mennä sitten. Mä oon vähän jumissa nyt sitten taas. Mitä multa jää huomaamatta? Sä oot vieläkin täällä. Täältä me saatiin selvästi tosiaan se kuolleen tyypin henkilön nimi, George Austin. Me löydettiin täältä se George Austinin paikka ja täältä me löydettiin se kirkko, mutta...
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Can you tell me anything else about the clothing drive?
No. But if you have any old clothes, feel free to give them to me. I'll put them in the box.
Better not. If you did that, you wouldn't have any clothes left.
Why did George go to Grace Church instead of a local one?
I couldn't say. Sorry.
Are you sure you can't tell me anything about George?
No. We can't talk about our residents. I'm sorry.
Is there any way I can look inside George's apartment? It's really important.
Sorry. Unless you've been authorized.
Do you know where George Austin is?
I really...
I don't see why he'd need that.
Heitä se kahvi sen naamalle ja juokse sisälle.
If the people who go to these churches worry about their souls so much, they should try dying sometime.
It says Grace. Of course, we knew.
Ota se.
I'm not stealing from a church. Besides, I'd never get it off the wall.
Tylsimys.
It says Grace Church. I'm not stealing from a church.
Jotain täällä nyt mulla jää huomaamatta.
Hi again.
Yes.
Could you tell me about that book?
Could you tell me about that book over there?
For some, silent prayer isn't enough. They want to write it down and make it real. That is what that book is for.
Are you sure you don't know George?
I am positive.
Could you tell me about this church?
Are you looking to join? I'm afraid now.
Well,
Stay safe.
Onko täällä mitään, minne mä voin mennä? Eipä kai.
if any of these handwritten prayers are useful, flipping through blindly, I need to narrow it down somehow.
Somehow. Mä en tiedä, mitä mä etsisin. Mitä mä se, että löytäisin se jo vähän mahdollisesti Georgin rukouksen sieltä.
I better not.
Pitää kysyä tippiä.
I have a question, Joey.
What is it?
It's funny. There are hundreds of stories about haunted churches, and here I am actually bringing a ghost to a church.
Great, I'm a floating cliche. Let's have a little talk.
What?
I've never been much for praying, but after last night, I'd pray forever if I thought it would help.
We'll get to the bottom of it, Joey.
Yeah, that's what we do. Fancy uptown address, the cops being cagey. This George Austin must be a pretty big deal. Guy like that must have some enemies.
Who could hate him enough to do that to him?
Nobody I want to meet. Why would George get so worked up over a church?
Churches can be more than just a building.
For some, I guess.
Joey, I'd like to talk.
What is it?
Meinasin vahingossa painat tuota.
We couldn't save George Austin, but we can stop it from happening to anybody else.
With pleasure.
George said that Grace wasn't safe, but he was referring to Grace Church. What did he mean? Is the church in danger?
Dunno. Would a guy get that worked up over a church? I feel like it's gotta be more than that.
Mä unohdin kokonaan toi, että se sanoo sen. Kuvittelin, että se Grace on joku henkilö. No, sit mä unohdin sen siltikin. Ei kyllä pitää kysyä, että mitä pitää tehdä, mutta otetaan se ensi kertaan. Kiitos kun katsoitte ja jatketaan seuraavassa videossa.